When did you realize you don't really have friends? I realized I didn't have real friends at my husband's funeral. 60 people attended, offered condolences, promised to check on me, and then disappeared completely. Within 2 weeks, the calls stopped. Within a month, the texts ended. 6 months later, when I desperately needed surgery and couldn't drive myself home, I scrolled through my phone contacts and realized I had absolutely no one to call who would actually come. David died suddenly at 35 from an aneurysm. One moment we were planning vacation, the next I was a widow. Our friends surrounded me at the funeral, each one gripping my hands and promising support. Anything you need, they said. We're here for you, they insisted. You're not alone, they lied. The first week, they performed grief support perfectly. Meal trains appeared, people checked in constantly, someone was always sitting with me while I cried. I thought I was lucky to have such a strong network of friends. Then David's death became old news, yesterday's tragedy, and I became a reminder of mortality they didn't want around. My best friend Kelly, who'd been my maid of honor just 3 years earlier, stopped inviting me to dinners because I was a fifth wheel now. She actually said it wasn't personal, but couples events were for couples. 20 years of friendship reduced to a marital status checkbox. The mom friends from book club said I made them too sad, and maybe I should take a break from attending until I was in a better place. When I pointed out the book club was supposed to be supportive, they said my energy was affecting everyone's enjoyment. Work friends stopped asking me to lunch after I cried once in the break room. HR actually spoke to me about maintaining professional composure and suggested I eat alone until I was more stable. The same coworkers who'd cried at their desks over TV shows couldn't handle real grief. The breaking point came when I needed gallbladder surgery. Nothing major, but I needed someone to drive me home after anesthesia. I started calling people I'd considered close friends. Kelly was busy with her daughter's recital. Jennifer had a nail appointment she couldn't reschedule. Mark said hospitals made him uncomfortable. Susan didn't answer. Rachel texted back, sorry, can't. I scrolled through my phone. 247 contacts. I called 18 people. Everyone had excuses. I ended up hiring a medical transport service for $200, sitting in the back of a van with a stranger while still groggy from anesthesia, going home to an empty house where no one was waiting. That night, drugged and in pain, I posted on Facebook about how alone I felt. The responses were immediate and performative. You should have called, from Kelly, who declined when I did call. Always here for you. From Jennifer with her crucial nail appointment. Heart emojis from people who hadn't spoken to me since the funeral. I tested them. Posted that I needed help grocery shopping due to surgery recovery. The post got 43 likes, 15 sending prayers comments, and 0 actual offers to help. I ended up using expensive delivery services for everything, while people who claimed to care did nothing. 2 weeks later, Kelly posted about her minor car trouble. 8 people offered immediate help. Jennifer posted about needing a last-minute babysitter. 4 friends volunteered instantly. The same people who couldn't drive me home from surgery mobilized for everyday inconveniences. I realized then that I was grieving 2 deaths, David's actual death and the death of my illusions about friendship. These people liked the idea of being good friends, but not the actual work of friendship. They wanted the label without the labor, the social credit without the commitment. I started declining their hollow invitations to grab coffee sometime that never materialized into actual plans. I stopped responding to thinking of you texts that required no actual thought or action. I left the group chats where they planned events I was never really welcome at anymore. Sarah called me bitter for pulling away. Kelly said I was pushing people away with negativity. Rachel accused me of self-isolating. They wanted me to pretend their abandonment was support, their absence was presence, their performance was genuine care. 6 months after surgery, Kelly's husband left her. She called me sobbing at midnight, needing support, wanting to talk about how alone she felt. I told her I had an early morning and hung up. She sent a long text about how true friends show up during hard times. I responded with screenshots of my unanswered calls from my surgery day. She blocked me. I'm building new friendships now, slowly and carefully. With the widow from Grief Group who actually checks in weekly. With the neighbor who noticed I was struggling and brought soup without posting about it. With the surgery transport driver who still texts to see how I'm healing. These new friends don't promise anything you need. They just show up. They don't say call me anytime. They call me. The 60 people at David's funeral taught me the difference between an audience and friends. An audience shows up for the performance. Friends show up for the aftermath.